All right, guys, so this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. Today's episode, we're going to discuss teaching your kids survival skills. Now, I'm obviously doing this video because of the two girls who were out in the forest for 48 hours and survived on their survival skills that their parents taught them. Awesome, right? What other case in point do you need than listening to that story or watching that story? Now, I am going to put the link to the story in the comment section below, or in the description below, sorry. You'll see the link to that story, probably a video and a news article. I thought that was awesome. I can't remember the state it was in. I think it was California. But nonetheless, two little girls who learned survival skills from their parents or father survived in the wilderness for 48 hours. And it looked like, judging from the video, it didn't faze them because they knew what they were doing. And part of me wanted to think they weren't fazed because they learned these skills that they fell back on. They weren't scared. I mean, I'm pretty sure as kids at some point they were scared, but the fact that they looked unfazed was really astonishing to me. That they were just like, we got through this and we survived. And that's good. That being said, every last one of you who are outdoorsmen or outdoorswomen should be teaching the kids these survival skills. My kids, my daughter, who is so reluctant to go outdoors, knows how to start a fire and build a shelter. Those are the two main things you should be teaching your kids to do first, above all, and then everything else that comes into play. Actually, knife safety is the first thing you teach them, and then you talk about fire starting and fire building, because fire starting and fire building are two different things, and then building a shelter, right? So even my daughter, who hates the outdoors, knows how to do this because she understands why it needs to be done if she's out there. That's the one thing when you're teaching these kids how to survive and you're teaching them survival skills, you have to teach them, you have to give them an understanding of why they're learning it, because shit happens. You refer to different scenarios where kids have gotten lost in the woods, where cars have gone off the ravine and people ended up in the woods for days at a time, where people have just broken down in the middle of a forest. Like the two old couple a couple years back, they got lost in whose car broke down in the middle of a woods somewhere. And I think the husband never made it out or the wife died. I can't remember, but I'll link that story below. So with that, learning survival skills and having your kids learn survival skills, I think it's important. And not only just for survival purposes, it's also good because it teaches them how to, well, it builds confidence in them. And I think that's why the girls were unfazed. They had a confidence about them. And the confidence most likely came from learning survival skills, amongst other things. But learning survival skills and being in a situation, you know you're not going to die, right? I've been in two shitty situations, and I knew in both of them I wasn't going to die because I had the skills to get me out of that situation. Nor was I nervous. But nonetheless, if I didn't know those skills, if I didn't know what to do, I wouldn't be here now, right? So the same thing goes for those kids. I'm pretty sure they knew they weren't goners. They just knew that help was going to come and that they had to survive long enough for help to come. So it gave them the confidence that they needed. The other thing with learning survival skills is it teaches them how to solve problems. I think today kids are not taught how to solve problems. Therefore, when they run into problems, they panic, they get frustrated, they get anxiety. Kids with anxiety is beyond me, but they get anxiety, they get all these stupid little traits and things because they were never confronted with these things. They're confronted with video games, and video games give them multiple tries, and it does teach them some problem-solving skills, these video games, but not like a survival skill, and not where you only get one crack at it, right? In video games, they get multiple cracks at it, and there's less value on life when you're playing video games because you could just hit restart and jump back in the game. Whereas the game of life, you only get one crack at it and you're done, right? So the survival skills teaches them how to solve problems, right? If they notice that they're lost, what do? The problem solving skills start to set in. Well, we need to set a shelter up and start a fire and wait for help, right? That is solving the problem. How do we get water? All right, well, where are we going to find water? Problem solving. So it teaches them real life problem solving skills, which kids today, most kids today, do not have. The other side to teaching them survival skills is when you take them out in the wilderness, it keeps them entertained. No iPads, no phones, just straight entertainment. While they're being entertained out there, they're learning about the forest and learning about the woods. They're asking you questions. Why is the root to this tree so close to the ground? Meaning, why can I see it and it's not in the ground? Why is that rock cracked? How come that tree looks like that? These are the million and one questions I have to answer every time I go out with my son. And at first I was annoyed by it. But now I'm not annoyed by it anymore because he's asking the right questions and he is just curious. And I'd rather him be curious about this than asking me about some stupid video game I've never played. So at least he's entertained and he likes it. My daughter, she doesn't like going out. Once I get her out there, she's fine, but she hates the outdoors. But once I get her out there, she's playing in the dirt, digging in the ground, running around. So that's good. And I think I have a couple years left until she enters her horrifying teenage years. Not looking forward to that. But as of right now, I can keep it at bay with the outdoors. And I think the outdoors is the cure for a lot of behavioral issues that kids are having today. Keeping them indoors, keeping them on their iPads, keeping them on YouTube, keeping them on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. I think that all affects them. I think if we get them out there, out in the wilderness, where there's nothing but the sound of birds, waters, and wind, I think that helps them a little more than the videos and the crap that we have going on here in the city. All right, guys. So anyway, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to this channel. You can also like and subscribe to my urban channel. If you do not mind, on both channels, hit the bell notifications so you get updates on my video release. And if you are into photography, head over to the Angry Lensman channel, like and subscribe to that channel, and also hit the bell notification. So if you want, before I get into the social media thing, I am going to Tahiti. I will be doing some outdoor videos in Tahiti for this channel. You won't see much on my urban channel because a lot of it'll be outdoor, I guess, survival and tips and things like that. So you probably won't see a video next week. You might, not sure yet. But if you don't, I will be editing my Tahiti videos when I get back. So other than that, you can follow me on social media on the Tahiti trip there. On Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. You'll see more updates on there than you will a video on YouTube. All right, guys, thank you for watching.